Hi, this is Carrie, Christ-centered counselor and life coach with Promise Coaching. Today I want to talk to you guys about substance abuse with a narcissistic abuser. In a lot of cases, and maybe even most cases, narcissistic abusers have substance abuse issues, whether it's alcohol, some type of drug, pornography, sexual perversion. There's a lot of different things that narcissistic abusers tend to get caught up in when it comes to substance abuse. It's important to understand and remember that people treat other people the way that they treat themselves. So someone who is abusing themselves, using substances, and having toxic patterns of behavior that are harmful to themselves, well, they're also going to treat you and others in that same manner. Because people who are not taking care of themselves and care about what they are doing to their body, and with a narcissistic abuser, actually abusing their own body, abusing their own mind, is going to also abuse someone else. And so I think it's important for us to talk about this, because with codependent behavior, we often want to try and help the abuser out of the substance abuse, the addiction issues that they have, and we tend to focus more on that than the actual abuse itself, the way that they are treating themselves, the way that they are treating us and others. So it's a great way for the enemy to distract us from the real core issues, which are internal within that person, mentally, psychologically, and spiritually. So that is what we need to bring the focus back onto, instead of trying to fix or get help for them in regards to the substance abuse issues. A lot of the time, we're just looking for ways to figure this out, how to navigate the next steps with an abusive person, with a narcissistic person. What boundaries do we need to set? What consequences do we need to implement? And a lot of times we end up setting those boundaries and consequences around the substance abuse issues rather than the core issues themselves. So a lot of psychologists and psychiatrists will work with people who have substance abuse issues and may or may not be narcissistic. But in most cases, narcissists are not willing to get that help. So can someone have substance abuse issues and not be a narcissist? Yes. However, we are talking about narcissistic abusers and discussing where the focus needs to take place in a relationship with someone like that. So we're not talking about non-narcissistic people who struggle with substance abuse. We are talking about narcissistic abusers with substance abuse issues. And in almost all cases with a narcissistic abuser, there are substance abuse issues present. So once we can understand this and realize that it's not the substance abuse issues that we need to focus on, it's the narcissism, it's the abuse, it's the core value system and beliefs within this person that is making them a hateful, abusive person in the way that they treat themselves and in the way that they treat others, then we can take the steps that we need to take in setting appropriate boundaries and consequences. And with a narcissistic abuser, one of the last things that they are going to do, they may be willing to get temporary help for their substance abuse issues in order to pacify and distract you from their behavior, their abusive behavior towards you. But in most cases, they will not be willing to get help for substance abuse. because narcissists will not admit that they have a problem. They are always going to defer it and deflect it on to someone else. And you can say, oh, so many addicts do this. Well, a lot of addicts are narcissists. A lot of addicts are narcissistic. Are all addicts narcissist? No, but a lot of them are. And so we need to acknowledge that, recognize that, and understand what we are really dealing with. And substance abuse is not the main issue with a narcissistic abuser. It is the narcissism itself. And that has to be addressed with appropriate boundaries and consequences before anything else. So don't allow a narcissist to distract you with any of their substance abuse issues. In most cases, they're not even going to be willing to acknowledge or get help for that anyway. So let's come back to the main core issue and deal with that in the healthiest ways for you before anything else. I hope this video is helpful. And if you like it, please hit like, subscribe to this channel, and you'll see more videos like this. Take care.